Hey, alright, welcome back to my another video. So in this video, I'll be reviewing this Honor 200, which launched back in May 2024 by Honor, of course, together with the Honor 200 Lite and the Pro models together. This is the mid-range budget device. So from the name scheme, this regular 200 is positioned between the Lite and the Pro models. So without further ado, let's check this device out. So before I start the video though, just a disclaimer that I'll be using my voice over more than adding subtitles or text, because editing videos with editing the subtitles or text is very time consuming. So I think it's better to use voiceover to save my time more. And I think using this way also will likely to gain more views on YouTube. So that means more. Alright, anyway, if you are hiring a voice actor and if you are quite satisfied with my voice, you can hire me. So but I'm kinda feeling unwell right now, so you can actually hear my voice is a bit muffled or unclear, so I apologize about that. So alright, let's get this video started. Alright, next up, let's talk about the hardware specifications of this Honor 200. So from the bottom side here, as you can see, we get the regular USB Type-C port, just like any other phones. And this USB Type-C port here is very impressive, for me at least, is because it supports up to 100 watts of charging. And not only that, according to gmsarena.com, this Type-C port can charge from 0% to 57% in 50 minutes, that's why I say it's very impressive. Of course, just like any other devices, you also can use this port to transfer your data to an external hard disk, or use this port to connect to your USB Type-C earphones. And moving to the left, we got the SIM tray port, and of course to the right we got the speaker. Yeah, 1 2 3 4 5, there are 5 holes here for the speakers. Now moving to the top part of the phone here, so as you can see, there is actually another speaker here. So Honor did put another speaker on the top and the bottom, together with the earpiece, of course. So that means this phone supports dual stereo speakers, and wow, that's impressive actually. And yeah, I'm looking forward to test out the audio together with my daily driver, which is the Note 10 Plus and the 11 Pro Max, but in the later part of the video. So yeah, as you can see, sorry about that. So as you can see, we got the IR blaster here on the right, which is this black dot. So this one is actually quite useful for me, because you can control your house appliances with this thing. But yeah, I know now modern appliances support Wi-Fi, but I still have some older hardwares which only can work with IR blaster or your traditional remote, which my daily driver doesn't. Kinda sucks though. Hey, alright. Now let's move on to the left side of the phone here. So as you can see, there is nothing on the left side. However though, I really love how the crown finish look on this device, and it's built very solid. So on the right though, you get the volume button and the power button, volume up, volume down, and the power button, and they built very solid. As you can see, they don't shake at all. It's very solid. Impressive. Alright, moving on. Alright, now let's discuss about the camera specifications on this Honor 200. So as you can see, you get the 3 lenses set up here together with the flashlight, and here are the specifications for these lenses. And here is the front camera together with the specifications listed. Alright, next up, let's power on the phone first. Wow, I love the startup sequence. Yeah, I love the startup sequence actually. Alright, now let's talk about the display specifications for this Honor 200. So it has the 6.3-inch OLED panel with the resolution of 1200 by 2664 pixels and the 436 ppi density. And of course, it has the 120Hz refresh rate. Look at how smooth the device is. And it's kind of funny how the fruit company still insist giving 60Hz refresh rate display on their non-pro iPhones models with at least 2 to 3 times the price of this Honor 200. Alright, let's continue. It has the peak brightness of 4000 nits, which is actually very bright. Look at how bright it is. Alright, let's continue though. So yeah, with the 3840 dimming, can you imagine that? It's like when you set to the lowest brightness, it will actually reduce your eye strain thanks to that 3840 PWM dimming. That's impressive. Even its competitor like Samsung doesn't have that amount of PWM dimming on their A56, their latest mid-range A56, which of course the higher PWM dimming, the lesser the eye strain for your eyes. So this is actually quite impressive on this Honor 200. So of course the screen to body ratio is 90%, and enough bubbling. Here is the comparison with my daily driver for the display. Alright, so moving on to the internal hardware specifications of this device. So as you can see here, Honor did listed out all the internal specifications on their about phone page. So just just navigate to your settings, swipe down, and go to your about phone page, and you get all your phone's information here. So as you can see here, at least for this device though, is rocking with the 7 Gen 3 processor from Snapdragon, which is sorry about that, which is quite decent already for 2025 for regular use. But if you want to use this phone for gaming, well, I will test it out in a later part of this video. Hopefully it runs well. And of course, with the 12GB of RAM and another 12GB of additional RAM, together with the 5200 mAh battery, which is actually somewhere near S25 Ultra from Samsung. That's the flagship, and this is just a mid-range. For this kind of price range and this kind of spec, battery specification, the capacity, wow, just one word, impressive. With the phone storage, we are rocking with the 256GB of storage. Alright, now let's talk about the software side of this Honor 200. So actually, originally in the box, this phone was shipped with Android 14 together with Magic OS 8. But now I have updated it to Android 15, as you can see here. I just updated it, by the way, for my grandma. But she's going to use all the new features like me. Yeah, so together with the Magic OS 9, of course. And of course, you get the newer AI features like press the power button to activate Gemini. Press the power button to activate Gemini.
找不到符合的已安装应用程式。
Never mind. And of course, circle to search function is also available now in Honor 200. Just select it or circle it, and it will give you the result just like usual. Yep, you got it right. It's a 200 Pro. No, this is not 200 Pro. This is just the regular 200. But anyway, it's very close, very close. And yeah, this is just the the higher specifications of the Honor 200 Pro than the 200. So of course, you will get the newer AI features for the camera app here from Honor, of course. Let me just show you. Alright, here it is. I just took this picture just now. So if you want to erase it, just press this button here and select it, or just circle it, and you just do its job. Not bad, but as you can see, there is still some shadow there, but of course it's not bad, very impressive, very accurate. Alright, now let's talk about the downside of the 200 software. So according to some research I found, the Honor 200 will only get 3 years of major Android updates and 4 years of security patches. And also, according to some Reddit posts, I found that Honor is very inconsistent on providing updates, so you have to keep in mind on that. Another thing is, if you want to have a phone that will last for probably 10 years or above at least, I think it's better to get a Samsung Galaxy A56, because that device supports 6 years of security patches and of course 6 years of major Android updates, which is actually quite decent for the price range, and it's Samsung, so what can you expect? And this is just Honor. So yeah, you have to keep in mind on that. But actually, this device is quite impressive already. I think it can also last for 10 years. But of course, on the Samsung side, you get a better lifespan and longevity of that device compared to this one. So yeah, that's it. Right now, let's look at the benchmarks of this device. So now I'm in Geekbench 6. Let's open it, and here are the specs for this device, the CPU specs and how many cores it has. So yeah, I'm not expecting high, but let's try it out. Right now we got the final result here. So as you can see, we got the 1163 for the single core score and 3350 for the multi-core score. So I mean for 7 Gen 3, I think this result is pretty decent already. But of course, it's not as impressive as the flagship one, like the Snapdragon Elite. Wow. So yeah, I think it's pretty okay for this device, for this kind of price range. So now let's move on to the 3D Mark. Alright, so I'm going to run Wildlife here, just Wildlife, not the Wildlife Extreme, just Wildlife only. So let's test it out. Go. So we got 5,922, which is pretty okay already, I guess, for Wildlife. So, but let's compare it with the 15 Pro. That's actually not bad. That's not bad. 5,922. Yeah, that's okay. That's not bad. So I'm for this score, I think I'm looking forward to the gaming test. So now let's do the gaming test. Alright, now let's move on to gaming test. So starting from Voice. Voice is actually just a 2D random game. So I think this phone can handle it. Hopefully. So let's skip the intro. Yeah, the speaker is very impressive. Alright, so this is my username, Honor200. Alright, so let's try. What should I play? I've never played this game for quite a long time already, so I mean, hopefully I can get a pretty good score, I guess. Oh, come on, let's do this. But doing this in front of the camera is very hard for me. Oh no. Some delays there. Shit. Wow, the speaker is very impressive. Oh no. How did I miss that? Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Oh no 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 no, oh, no no no, shit 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 shit. Ah, I missed that again. Yeah, I forgot how this game works already. I never played this game for a very very long time. Oh shit. Ah, miss. 800 blood. 8. Da. Okay, that's not good. Oh no. It's quite simple, I guess. Oh no. Okay. Yes. Alright, 177 combo straight. Wow. Wow. Now let's move on to the 3D game. Let's start with Roblox. Test out some 3D game here like the Brookhaven. So far so good. I think it's quite smooth though. Let's check out the graphic. It's on automatic, I guess. Yep, automatic, just like default. So let's drive a vehicle. Let's drive a car. Let's test out this Lamborghini. Alright, so you can turn on the headlights and the hazard lights. And let's drive around this town, the neighborhood. So far so good. It's not dropping any frames. I cannot see the FPS counter, but there is no shuttering. So yeah, I think it can handle Roblox well. So let's move on to another game. Alright, let's test out PUBG. I guess it will handle well too. Probably. No storage permission. 86%. The battery is also quite very efficient. But of course, 5,000 plus million power battery, what can you expect? And hopefully you will play well. You will handle it well, I mean.
You can move freely on Spawn Island while you wait to board the plane.
Alright, now we are in the game here, and walking around is very smooth. And I don't see any frame drops too. Alright, now let's check out the graphics. Graphic wise is all set to default, by the way, because this is just the new app I installed. So I haven't messed up the settings yet. Sorry about that. Alright, here we go. So for this game, I'll just speed up the process.
Marked a location. Marked a location. Awesome. Thanks. Victory belongs to us.
Alright, so in the end, I think this phone handles PUBG very well. Bro, stop shooting. Bro, stop shooting. I'm vibing with the music. But anyway, this phone handles PUBG very well. there's no stuttering or no frames drop from the gameplay. So yeah, I think that's all for this video. If you are on a very tight budget, I think this phone provides a very good value since it delivers impressive performance for this price with a very friendly user interface with the Magic OS 9 of course, and of course with the 5200 battery milliamp power. Of course it will deliver a very solid battery life, and of course with a very bright screen. Oh yeah, I got the MVP. Nice. I got 16 kills, 2 assists, and the damage taken, I guess. So yeah, let's continue. And of course, very bright and sharp display with the 4000 nits of brightness, 3850 PWM dimming. So yeah, you can see how this phone actually compete in the it's giving a very hard competition to the other manufacturers like Samsung, Xiaomi, Oppo. So yeah, I think this phone in my opinion is I mean the Honor 200 has what it takes to stand out its performance in the competitive market. But yeah, tell me what you think. Is it good or is it recommended or is it bad? Let's discuss it in the comment section below, and that's it for this video, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace out.